Hello book nerds, welcome to Bookshelf Bunny. I'm Kim, and today we will be doing our June wrap-up. Hey guys! So June was a pretty productive reading month for me, which is kind of surprising. I was pretty busy in June with a few different projects, so I'm excited to have been able to read so much. The first book that I read in June was this beauty, The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll, and it's pretty hard to rate a book like this because it's about a journaling practice and like life skills and wellness. I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5, which is kind of arbitrary because how do you rate a book that teaches these kinds of things? But it felt like a 4 out of 5, so that's what I gave it. So really enjoyed this. I started my own bullet journal, and so far I'm in love with the practice. And I mean, maybe I'll talk about that more later on, but bullet journal, good book. The next book I read, Yearbook by Seth Rogen. And this is just a collection of funny stories from his life, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoy Seth's movies, and I think he's a pretty funny guy, and I mean, bonus points for being Canadian, I guess. So I give this one a 4 out of 5. Did I? That's a lie. I gave this book a 5 out of 5. It was a fun, lighthearted read. I did it via audiobook and would recommend it, definitely. The next book I read was the June pick for the Haunted Corner Book Club. And that book was My Darkest Dearest by Kayla Cottingham. And this book was really fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a horror story about a mysterious creature in the bowels of an elite boarding school and the shenanigans that she tries with some of the students. And really enjoyed it. Essentially what this creature does is, in order to restore herself and try to get her own freedom, she exchanges favors for body parts. Enough said. Really good read. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It has a sapphic element to it as well, which was perfect for the month of June, for Pride Month. And yeah, I give this one a 5 out of 5. The next book that I read was John Dies at the End by Jason Pargini. And I did a more thorough review on this in a previous video, so definitely check that out for more. But short review, loved it. Amazing. It's spooky, it's funny, it's filled with amazing greatness, and I recommend it. I gave it a 5 out of 5. And the last book I read in June was actually a reread. The first time I read this one was as an audiobook, and I loved it so much that I ended up getting a physical copy, which I have finally got around to reading. And that would be Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. And 5 out of 5 for sure. It's such a fun book. It's hilarious, it's dramatic, and it's romantic. And I highly, highly recommend this one. And that's really it. That's what I read in June. It was a pretty decent month. I am pretty satisfied with my progress. And I was really excited that My Darkest Dearest had a sapphic element. I wasn't expecting that. And it ended up being perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm not going to do a TBR. In fact, I'm thinking of cutting out TBRs, since it feels kind of redundant to be like, hey, these are the books that I want to read. And then at the end of the month, hey, those books I wanted to read, this is what I thought of them. Instead, I think, and I mean it fits because I'm trying to do more mood reading, I'm just going to read things and talk about them at the end of the month or the beginning of the following month, you know. So I think I'm going to make a switch there. I'm still not totally decided on it, but that's where I'm going. That's what I'm feeling. So I think that's what I'll do. And I mean, that's it. That's all I got. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Have any of you read these books? And if so, what were your thoughts? Do you have a particular favorite out of this random assortment of greatness? I'd love to hear from you. Let me know. All right, book nerds, that's it for me. And as always, happy reading.